My remarks will be a little bit uncoordinated because the meeting itself is uncoordinated. There's a reason why we call this meeting, which unfortunately may not even go on. The reason is very simple. Because of the uptick in the security situation in certain areas of the country. But let me first of all commend Mr. President for the commitment he has showed in trying to stem the tide and to put a handle and a lead on the security situation in Nigeria today. Unfortunately, Mr. President cannot walk alone. Mr. President has to have people he will delegate those powers to as the Commander-in-Chief, as dictated by our Constitution. But because of that optic, and because of the fact that Mr. President has delegated those powers to the service chiefs, we decided to call this meeting as representatives of the people. This meeting was not called by a committee of the House, not that it matters. The meeting was called by the highest level of the legislature. It was called personally by me as the Speaker of the House. Let me commend the Inspector General of Police for being here personally. Let me commend the DGSS for being here. And ditto Nigerian immigration. But let me say, as a house, as an institution, I cannot understate my disappointment, or our disappointment, that the rest of the service chiefs are not here. Again, like I said, we called this meeting because it was invariable. It was important. We can see members of Borno State here in the House. There's crisis in Borno State right now. We wanted to hear from the service chiefs to know what was going on, how the House can help, what are the problems, what are the challenges, to talk about strategy, to talk about what we need to do. I'm sure you didn't expect the House to fold its arms while people are what is going on in Maiduguri and other parts is going on. There's a migration now from local governments in Borno State to Maiduguri. But here we are. We call this the armed forces, coordinated by the CDC, who's not here. We have service chiefs being represented by the accountants. I'm actually at a loss. For me, and I believe my colleagues are in tandem with this, it's the absence of the service chiefs, where the Naval Navy is not represented as far as we're concerned. I'm sorry, Air Force is not represented.
They are all represented.
When I say not represented as far as we're concerned, what I mean is that no, that's not the representation. The heads are not here, the service chiefs are not here. Ditto the Chief of Army Staff. And I know one or two of these service chiefs were somewhere yesterday night. I am aware of that. I can almost say it shows a disdain for this institution.
Seriously.
The budget is on its way. We need to talk about that. What do you need? What is required? I'm almost embarrassed, and to tell you the truth, I'm almost embarrassed. There was no call placed to my office to explain why. I'm just saying accountants and representatives. So, honorable colleagues, I'm not sure how to handle this, because I don't think this has happened that I know anywhere, any parliament in the world, where the head of parliament will call the service chiefs for a nagging problem, how to resolve it. And you'll have what you call no call, no show. So I think it's important, DS honorable colleagues, that we might need to postpone this meeting till Monday morning. One second, DS. We might need to postpone this meeting till Monday morning. I will personally see the president myself. I will, because we're supposed to work as one. We're supposed to work together as a body. But it shows on seriousness. Apart from the disdain of parliament, it shows on seriousness that this thing is not that serious to the level where we think that we believe it is. But let me say once again, I want to thank the DGSSS, I want to thank the IG for coming. But unfortunately, this meeting can no longer hold. So, DS, you said you...
Yes, sir. Respected Speaker, esteemed colleagues.
Example of how we're trying very hard to stem the situation and to work with you. There was a motion on the floor of the House yesterday.
Yes.
If I'm correct,
Yes,
DS.
yes, you are right.
There was a motion on the floor of the House yesterday. I would have brought the other paper. On the super camp. It was meant to be discussed. When we saw it as leadership, we said, no, we cannot discuss this in open floor, full glare of the TVs and the cameras, because it's a security matter. The man who brought the motion, Mama, is here.
Yes.
I told him to join us. I told him to join us here at this meeting, that don't worry, step this motion down. It's not meant for public consumption. I'm having a meeting with the service chiefs, all of them, tomorrow. Please join us. And that's why it's here. So we're supposed to be working together in tandem. I just use that as an example. Do I now bring up that motion on the floor on Tuesday, since there's nobody to answer our questions?